Hello and welcome to See If It Sticks. This is the podcast which solves your first world problems. I am Dan.
I am Ross.
And I am Stu.
Still no Dom this week.
No Dom this week. He's still on secret missions for the UK government. We're not sure if he's allowed to divulge any information, including his name, ever
Especially
again.
his name.
Shit, we just said his name. Does it count if it's abbreviated?
Don, I said. Don. Yes. So he's away for the foreseeable, just in case.
Yep.
Because, we do a podcast about poop and...
Some government officials don't like it.
Yeah. I've been told that their sense of humour is lacking somewhat.
and also as chief scientific advisors to the Ministry of Defence. Obviously, we have to be careful about these things.
No more poop, guys.
Minor conflict
clean
of interest.
above the belt.
We've got Stu in this week, which is a bit like having Dom in, like the same schooling and everything like that.
Yeah, so they've got the same education.
Yeah.
Yep.
Except one is slightly more handsome, and one has a slightly bigger penis.
Oh,
Leave you guessing.
yeah.
Leave you guessing. Trick question.
Do you think you could probably say that? Like, that's a little bit like cold reading, isn't it? I bet you could probably say that for any pair of two dudes in the world. You could say one is slightly more handsome and one has a slightly bigger penis. It might be the same one that's more handsome and bigger penis.
Yeah.
But no one, like I would hazard to guess that if we both put penises on the table right now.
Well, one of us here is the most handsome and one of us here has the biggest penis.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would say that there is a slim
Draw.
a slim to no chance. A slim to no chance if we both put our willies on the table that.
Funnily enough, you got half of me right immediately.
That two would be the same size.
Do I get time to warm it up?
You can warm mine up if you want.
Okay.
I would do this, but I'd have to. It takes me ages to reel it back in. I bet, yeah.
You can have it like a tape measure. You know, you pull a little switch.
Yeah. I don't know what my noise was. Yours was like some sort of electric tape measure.
They did that, don't they?
Do you think it's common to have the same penis? Do you think there's like someone in the
Like a
world
penis twin
that's got exactly the same?
Don't they say that your penis is pretty much the same as your dad's? Don't they say that? Like genetically, your penis is almost the same.
My poor dad.
Yeah. He suffered the same problems you have.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure someone said that. I read that somewhere once. It's
thanks, Ross.
It's like a carbon copy.
Depends who told you.
I was going to say,
your dad's just like your dad.
Yeah. Hopefully it was like in a scientific study you're reading this and not like a female turned around to you and went, yours is exactly the same as your dad's.
Cheers, Auntie.
I went to the doctor and he went, Mr. Gilbert.
Hands on the table.
I read that somewhere. It might be absolute codswallop.
Penis news with Ross Gilbert.
That's it.
Latest news in Willies. Exactly the same as your dad's. We're doing the biggest ever study to find out.
I'm not ever going to ask him so we can compare. But wouldn't it be freaky if he got out? It was your penis twin.
That's another one, isn't it? Like
Really
exactly like
Because it wouldn't be like looking at another man's penis. It'd be like looking at your own.
Oh,
So it wouldn't be weird.
like looking into a slightly darker, older.
That's it. I could look into the future 20 years, can't I?
Yeah.
That's what it's going to look like in 20 years.
It's another one of those statements which no one is ever likely to dispute. Like how you could say one of you's got a bigger willy, and there's a good chance that they haven't got exactly the same size penis. You could literally just say, "Dad, we have got the same willy."
Yeah.
Neither of you are ever going to go, "Have we?"
There's a fairly slim chance, isn't there?
He's probably going to say the last time I saw it, we didn't.
It's got a lot to answer for.
This podcast has taken a steep dive. I see why Dom's not allowed here anymore.
Yeah, why there?
We're not talking about poop. We're talking about our dad's willies.
Where did this come from? Let's move off of this subject.
Yeah, okay. Swiftly.
We got a little email over the festive period.
Is it a little one?
Which I completely didn't see it. The problem is that I had the See If It Sticks email account on my laptop at work in my old job. And the problem has always been that we all have it synced to our phones, I believe. And
Yes.
when
If one of us reads it, it gets marked as read, and no
it
one
gets
else
marked
can
as
see
read,
it.
yes, and no one ever sees it, which didn't used to be a problem when I was on my laptop all day, because I would see when they came in and I would note down that we had an email come through, but I just didn't see it over the festive period. So
It still counts, though. Still January.
yeah, it's still January.
I've got some bottles of wine in my boot that my mum asked me to give someone, and they're still rattling around back there. I think it's okay to still give it to them if it's still January.
I've still got my Christmas decorations up.
Have you really?
No.
No.
Oh.
Good. Bad luck all year, Dan.
Yeah, yeah.
luck.
When is it supposed to be bad luck?
10th day of Christmas, isn't it? So it's something like the 6th or something like that.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
to go down.
Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? That's
Mm.
just before my birthday.
Yeah.
Like, Merry Christmas. Christmas is dead. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Everyone's just getting into that really blue part of the year.
Yeah.
And then you're born.
January is just the shittest month of the year. It's only made slightly better by the fact that it's my birthday.
Yeah, only for you.
The best
Yeah.
bit about January, paying your tax return in near the end of it.
I'll get a
Um,
£7.50 back.
£7.50.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going to pay for my penis examination. Dad's going to add the other £7.50.
2 for 1.
So, we've got your test results, Mr. Poirot, and you'll be pleased to know that it's exactly the same as your dad's.
Hey!
I knew it.
This is
penis
weird.
idol.
Yeah, go
So
on.
this email's from Lardy Basto, and now there is a thing for us to sort of like to solve in here, but we're not going to do that bit, so I'm just going to skip past that bit because we'll do that another time. I need to stop clicking this pen.
I was about to say, can I take that off you?
Sorry.
It's all right.
He says, "Afternoon, you lovely single barrel pump action yogurt rifles. Having got completely stir crazy over the horrendous Christmas period, and with no sea of it sticks to keep me sane. Many apologies. Blame it on Dominic.
Still kind of going on, really.
I decided to talk to myself for an hour on Thursday morning to recreate the podcast. The results were shite. Without Dan's barely
Shite
contained
anyway.
without Dan's barely contained range. My Dan's barely contained range. My range as a comedic actor.
He's very contained.
Dan's barely contained rage. Dom's human jukebox of sound effects and Ross's delightful befuddlement. It was just me talking bollocks to the dog.
Nearly there.
And then he has a solution, and then asks us to solve the problem for it.
Yeah.
So we'll do that very soon. He says all work and no play makes Barstow lardy lardy. He says P.S. Who the fuck was Peter Newman, and why did he need such a big place to sell shoes? The big shoe places.
Are they still about?
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, they must. Well, I suppose so.
They're in the poor towns.
PPS. Can you clip Dom saying Johnny's from the last episode and make it available as a ringtone? He only said it twice, I think, but it made me laugh a lot.
Sure.
I don't remember him saying Johnny's, but we should do that.
Yeah.
Because-
Now you got to work out what episode that was.
Yeah. Well, we've only released about 3 in the last 3 months,
Yeah.
so it's not going to be hard to find. He
Only
says,
3 hours of my life. Listen to this shit.
He says, thank you so much for all the great podcasts over the last 12 months. Merry New Year's to you all, and to you all, you wonderful people, and to Auntie Bram, Stand-in Sam, and that bloke who does all the running,
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Linney. Thanks, Lardy. We appreciate your
Thank you, mate.
listenership for the last year.
Merry New Year.
Happy New Year. All that shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's January.
It's the end of
Just
January as well.
to make January even worse, we've only just got to your mail dated the 30th of December. Sorry, mate.
It's not quite a month. That's still a good turnaround.
Yeah, it's better than Southeastern Rail.
Yeah.
Open that hot topic.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into my quarrel with Southeastern.
No.
£67 they owe me.
Just stopped using them now. I
Yeah.
just drive.
Walk. Just jump
just
on top of
drive
the train.
now. It's just more reliable to drive.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, the traffic is more reliable than the trains with no other trains on them. You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing I don't understand. There's nothing else. You're the only fucker on this track.
Yeah.
Everyone else on this track is probably going the same way.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, so the next train along the line is going away from you at the same speed pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, delays.
Well, I actually recently trained in a very popular private rail company's.
Was it a better
train.
experience?
I went first class as well.
Fucking hell.
Ooh, lovely. Free bacon roll in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah, free whiskey in the evening.
2 free gin and tonics.
2 free gin and tonics, yeah.
Uh,
That's why you thought it was great.
Yeah. I didn't drink the gin and tonics because I think I had to come here off. Maybe I had to go over to Maddie's house. But I didn't drink the gin and tonics, but I was not going to turn them down as they were offered to me.
Just tipping them under the seat.
Yeah, free sandwich as well.
I can't remember a return journey from anywhere I've been on a train where I haven't been leathered. It's mainly St Pancras back to one of the other stations, and there's usually at least 3 Marks and Spencer's gin and tonics purchased by me at St Pank.
Really?
So it makes a return journey that much more bearable.
I usually have to drive when I get back though. That's
Yeah,
that's
my
my
problem
problem
as well.
but- I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm better when I've had a drink. Don't worry, I'll smoke this joint, it'll offset it.
yeah. You need to do a little bit
One
of blow to
catches
take
the
the
other.
edge off.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
just to pep me up at the end of the train journey. I just abuse the Uber driver like everybody else on the planet.
I had a very polite Uber driver in Glasgow the other day. Yeah, very good.
I always found them very pleasant.
Me too.
Very helpful.
Talked me
Except
the
my
whole
last Uber
25
driver,
minutes.
who decided that his sat nav was wrong and then ended up reversing back onto a roundabout going the wrong way, which I thought was quite an exquisite bit of driving outside of North Africa.
Wow.
So so that was the only other time I've experienced someone reverse back onto a roundabout and then go the wrong way around the roundabout backwards was when I was in Egypt.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe we should defer to Ross's expertise here. You've just been to Africa, haven't you? What's the driving like there?
It's pretty insane.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, red light doesn't mean stop.
No?
That means go.
Oh.
And amber means go, and so does green. Yeah.
They all mean go.
At a junction, yeah, they all mean go.
What happens if the lights turn off?
Just carry on.
Everyone stops.
Just fucking ignore them anyway. They had like really fancy traffic lights there as well when I was there.
Really
Like they had a countdown on them. So each
fancy.
section was an LED, and you had your red light at the top, and then the next one down had a countdown timer as to how long that red light was going to last. It was really cool. I thought it was really nice, but no one was paying any attention to it. A few occasions, cars like touched my door. I was like, "Fuck!" Just climbing onto the guy on the other side of the car. Yeah, roundabouts, you give way to the guy coming on.
Right.
Yeah, so that doesn't cause traffic jams because now everybody's on the roundabout.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Madness. So I can understand why he backed onto a roundabout or whatever it was.
Well, that seems
Yeah.
tame now. Which is just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, up the Uber.
They're not back to operating in London yet.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They never stopped, did they?
They didn't stop.
appealed
'cause
it.
They appealed it.
Yeah.
But when they first said they were not going to get their license renewed or they were going to take their license away, I swore blind that, right, that was it. And every time I went there, I was to whoever I was with, should we just get an Uber? I was like, no, Uber has stopped. Did not get the news. Yeah, then I went up there a little while ago, was a bit drunk, and in my drunken state just ordered an Uber, got on the Uber, and then realised I'd lost my own argument for me. So I was like, oh shit, I'm in an Uber in London, which I swear blind doesn't
Yeah, it's
happen.
still
Well,
going.
I've got to say, actually, when Maddie and I were up in London over Christmas, we ordered, because there's an app for the black cabs in London.
Yeah.
Works exactly the same. Tells you where they are. Pay on the app.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
That's the thing that I like about Uber is the no money changes hands.
Yeah.
They have to go the shortest route because the fare is already predetermined.
Yeah.
When you get in the cab. So
Fare's not predetermined.
No.
No, they give you an estimate, but then they can
Which is
it
why I've
still
ended
go
up
up.
paying 20 quid for a 15 quid, 10 quid journey before.
oh, it's normally between this price and this price.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't ever go over, does it?
between, Yeah. I had my first experience of inflated fares the other day.
Oh, I've had that a few times. Yeah,
Ooh.
late at night.
That was a bit of a killer.
Yeah, I've had it up to like nearly 4 times.
Yeah, I had to. I mean,
Yeah.
I really needed to get back to the
Yeah.
airport, but it was over. Must have been. Maybe it was the school one or something in Glasgow. I don't know. I don't even know if they go to school in that area. I was at a hospital, Ross. I don't know if there's any schools in the area. You
said it, Sam.
You
It came out of your mouth.
you
All I
finished-
did was laugh.
You finished a punchline in your head.
No,
Before I'd
you
even
said
finished
the
the
punchline
sentence.
out loud.
No,
I don't think they go to school there.
I was about to that. I said, I don't know if they go.
12-year-old pulls up in a Prius.
I said exactly. I
You be at
said,
school. Now, pal, we just take Priuses through the afternoon.
I said exactly what I meant to say. I'm not sure if they go to school there. There being in that
The whole of
area
Glasgow is what it sounded
in
like,
that
Dan.
in that area of Glasgow.
Sounded like you were talking about
and
the
if you
whole
are
of
in fact from
Glasgow.
Glasgow and you're offended, you can find Dan at PO Box I Hate the Scots.
I've been spending some really pleasant time in Glasgow recently.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You do a lot of backpedaling there, do you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to reverse back onto this roundabout. The roundabout that is my life. Yeah.
You know, Dan's had a conversation with the Glaswegian like only 2 days ago going, yeah, I do a podcast. You said, listen, it's this and this. And he goes, oh, I'll subscribe now. And we've just gone straight there.
No, I don't know why it was uplifted, but there was a definite uplift. Must be about £9 to get the taxi to the hospital, about 27 to get it back.
Wow.
It's a big uplift, isn't it?
That's a lot of kebabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how to count things, aren't
Jesus. I'm not going to be on this podcast soon for fear of my job.
I was worried about getting my head cut off in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Now I've got to stay in the south.
I think I'm more scared of pissing off the Glaswegians.
Yeah, fucking right. I am as well.
Good.
We've got a problem.
We do have a problem. Yeah, apart from that one. We have a message from Stanley Penning from Middlesex. He is complaining about cigarette breaks, and he says it's unfair as he does not smoke. He does not get the same amount of breaks as the dirty smokers. And it's not overly a problem close to my heart, but I am the non-smoker here. You two were smokers for a long, long time.
Yep.
Yes, I smoked for probably 10 years.
Did you ever feel guilty then when you went out for a cigarette that you were leaving us non-smokers behind?
Absolutely not.
No, I know.
Mind you, I have to say that when I smoked, I worked in retail.
So you only got to take it on your breaks?
So there was only, officially, you only got a certain amount of break.
But if you had a boss that smoked, if your section manager was a smoker, he'd let you nip out, wouldn't he?
The thing is that...
And this is where the system is corrupt.
Do you know what I think the problem is? I think it's easy to use cigarette breaks as currency with your staff.
Yeah.
So my first bakery manager...
Like prison or Scotland.
Yeah. Oh, damn. My first bakery manager smoked. And so, when he was training me, it was kind of like a case of, right, we'll jump on and do this. We'll get that done. And then we can go out for a cigarette.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like
it's like a nice little...
Like a treat.
Yeah.
But obviously he wanted to go out for a cigarette as well. And then when...
but surely he could have gone, Dan, you do this. I'm going for a fag break.
Yeah.
You can't say fag in the workplace.
Is that derogatory to cigarettes or...
Anyone, really?
Oh, okay.
You're not drawing me out.
Staying here in my little hole.
Derogatory.
Can't say hole.
My second bakery manager also smoked, so that was okay. We'd go out for cigarette breaks all the time. But then when we had no bakery manager and I was running the department, I could use cigarette breaks. I then saw the way that you could use it as currency. So the guys that smoke, I'd get more work out of them because you'd say, "Look, just finish that off and pop out for a cigarette," and then they would get it done.
See,
this is why I never got anything done.
See, I was the other side of I left school, where obviously we all know at sixth form you can smoke as much as you want.
Yes.
At my school, not your school.
No.
Because you went to a nice school. In comparison. And then...
You went to a nice Christian school.
It was Catholic. Picked by God to fail. And then... But when I started at work, it was sales, where it was a cigarette and a Red Bull every 15 and a half minutes. So
While you were working? Or?
Yeah. We just never...
Yeah.
It was never a problem. It wasn't counted. It wasn't anything. But then... So I could just nip out whenever I wanted. And I was very quickly a boss. And I went out and I could do what I wanted anyway. And it never really changed until I quit.
Were you allowed to smoke in the office? Or
No.
No. Was that ever a thing? Were you ever allowed to smoke in the office?
Yeah, in the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, when I
Something.
first started in retail, we had a smoking area upstairs. This is pre-ban.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I was only sort of on checkouts then. I did smoke at the time, but I didn't smoke very much. It was more on nights out.
Just trying to be cool.
Yeah. So I very rarely went up to the smoking
committed.
area, unless like because also I was a new kid. I was like working like 4-hour shifts, so I'd turn up dead on time, go home dead on time.
Yeah.
There was no break for me.
You
So.
turned up dead on time,
Well, yeah, because they encourage you to turn up 10 minutes early, don't
did
they?
they? Oh, I used to turn up 3 or 4 minutes late every time.
Well, the thing was,
Hurtle into the car park every time.
yeah, well, yes,
Handbrake into the parking space. While it's still moving, I'll be jumping out and running for the door.
I'm here.
Well, because the clocking in machine was out by the
Clocking in machine.
like the what's it called? Like the changing rooms, the locker area.
See,
So-
mine was on the walk onto the shop floor.
Yeah, so,
clocking in
so
machine.
the idea was that you were not supposed to clock in on the machine until you were ready to go to work. So the idea was they would encourage you to get there 10 minutes early, get your coat off, get your whatever, ready for work,
Have a cup of
and
tea.
then go and clock in on your way to the shop floor, and then to be at your post for the commencement of your shift.
Yeah.
But obviously, you turn up, clock
in,
in
have a piss.
on your way in,
Yeah.
where you still got your trainers
Well, I used to
on.
do that, but I used to have to go down a really long, narrow corridor. So I used to have to like look around, make sure there was no managers around, run down this corridor, swipe it, and run back, so they wouldn't dock my pay.
See, I never did any. I never worked in an environment like that. So
No.
There was the classic.
There was no
I need to
clocking
go.
in,
I need to
clocking
head off 15 minutes early. Leave your car with someone else to swipe out. That was a classic one.
Well, I learned.
That's good.
I learned
Yeah.
how to bend the rules more when I started managing the department, because you actually managed. You could see how the systems worked. So, I mean, this isn't going to matter anymore, me telling you this, because I don't work there anymore. I have no intention of working there anymore.
Just
But-
before you burn your bridges, just think about it. Because if you can't go back to this particular retail establishment and Scotland, you're fucked.
No, it's fine. I have no desire to ever go back to work for the retail establishment. But what I would do is, your whole get someone else to clock you out is all really good. But what you have to realize is that your manager would go down the next morning, and they have to approve all the clock-ins anyway.
Mhm. Yeah.
So if you forget to clock out, then what your manager's going to do is basically assume, probably what I did is that I would kind of think, was the work done? Yes. Okay. Well, they must have stayed till the end.
Yeah.
So
Well,
after
no, it doesn't matter.
after I had done the management thing in the particular retail establishment, and then went back to university, I was back to doing like 4-hour shifts a few times a week just to make some pocket money. And one of my shifts was on a Friday night, which is shit, and was like, I think my actual shift was 5:30 in the afternoon till 9:30 at night.
That is a shit shift.
And
isn't it?
I always
dire shift.
managed to get that moved, because I did still have quite a decent manager, and I would always get it moved in general to something more like 3:30 till 7:30 or something like that. But if I did have to do that, what I would do is I would get all the work done, do everything before about 7:30, and reduce all of the stuff that was on the counter, get everything clean, and then just walk out and not clock out.
Surely you
because-
must have been like, Dan, you forget to clock out every Friday night.
Well, the thing was is that because it was only a rare Friday night where I'd have to stay there till, because you have 2 people on, and normally what you do is you have 2 people on until 9, 9:30 or whatever, to reduce everything and clean up the whole department or whatever. But we sort of we had a bit of an agreement that as long as the other person was on, so there was someone there until 9, 9:30, then it didn't particularly matter if I was coming in early, because I would do all of the other admin stuff, and you could just know that was going to get done, and then they would just be there to close down the counter. But occasionally, if someone was on holiday, you'd have to do it. You'd have to run it all with one person, and the last person on the department would usually go home about 6:00, because they'd do all the the date stuff and that kind of thing. So I would just rush through everything and then just fuck off.
So my shift was on a Monday, and Monday was the big night in Romford for students. It was the student night at Brannigan's. And I used to work on the fish counter, so I used to get home at about 20 past 10, stinking of fish. I'd have to quickly shower, and I'd have to try and get there before 11 when the entry went up from £1 to £2 or something, because I couldn't afford it.
Doesn't it? Didn't I pay big bucks on the fish counter of Tesco?
No, they do not. No, and I was only doing like 8 hours a week, like yourself, just making a bit of pocket money. But I was also trying to run a Ford Escort at the time.
Yeah, well, that'll do it.
Yeah, just in parts alone, that wasn't enough.
I do look back very fondly on those days. You know,
they shape you as a human, don't they? Working in retail.
While you were doing that, I was scamming people in mobile phones.
What were you scamming them with? What were you trying to sell them?
Insurance.
Just anything, really.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I want the iPhone, which we didn't sell. So I'll just sell them like an LG Beauty, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
Which I did to our fair Dom, in fact, who came in and went, "Oh, Stu, you selling the iPhone?" When it first came out, and we weren't allowed to sell it. It wasn't given to us as a brand. Oh, they've gone bust. Phone's for you.
Oh yeah,
classic strap merchants.
yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, are you sure?" I was like, "Oh, buy this. It's much better. Also, the commission's much higher for me."
You bastard.
Yeah, strapped Dom right up.
Yeah, he did me with a phone as well, actually.
Yeah. Did it to Lee as well. Did it to most people, I
I
think.
don't know why we still hang around with you, you fucking prick.
Because the court injunction that you subsequently got for not paying your phone bill.
This cunt told me.
Whoa. We are 26 minutes in and the C-bomb's coming up.
I was like 6 months away from the end of the contract, and he was like, yeah, we'll buy you out of that. And then I phoned them up about 2 months in. I was like, you haven't bought me out of this contract yet? And they went, no, we're not going to.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I remember.
Fuck.
I quite remember that.
Fucking prick.
You swindling scam artist.
That's not the best one I ever did.
No. Go on.
Guy come in with an LG Prada. Do you remember those? I mean,
No.
you're going back 10 years. So an LG Prada, which was all the rage at the time, and we had just released or started selling the Samsung Armani. So you can imagine the demographic for both mobile phones that were named after brands were relatively popular with the same guy. He came in with an LG Prada that didn't work anymore. He dropped it in, I don't know, fucking soup or something. And he goes, "Oh, can you send it off for repair?"
Soup.
I don't know what he'd done. Actually, do you know, I was once running the phones for you in Sittingbourne, and this guy from Sheppey rung up and said he'd dropped his phone in his shepherd's pie and it had stopped working, and he wanted me to replace it there and then on the phone. And I just went, "Well, no, because it's not insured." And he went, I'm going to come down there. If you don't replace my phone, I'm going to cut you ear to ear." And I didn't know what to say, so I just said, "Well, we close at 5:30, so you better be quick." All got really angry because he dropped his own phone in his own shepherd's pie. I couldn't quite believe it.
Oh, sounds like quite a saucy shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
Anyway, your Prada.
Yeah, this guy come in with a Prada broken.
Yeah.
And he came in with a broken Prada with every intention of getting it repaired or sent off for repair. And he walked out after seeing me with not one, but 2 brand new Samsung Armani phones.
Why did you sell him 2?
Well, I can't quite.
I know why you sold him 2, but how did you sell him 2?
He came in, and we used to do cashback to buy people out of their contracts if the cash ever got to them, and
Which it didn't.
I said, "Look, the best thing we'll send your Prada off for repair. Once that's repaired, you can sell that and buy out your own contract with the money you get for that. Then I'll do you a Samsung Armani now with a new contract, give you the maximum cash back on it, which will pay for half of this contract, and then I'll give you another Samsung Armani on another contract. If you
pay off the other half of that contract,
so
then you're only paying one contract for 2 phones.
And then you sell that other Armani that I've just got you on your second contract, which is still worth, £500-600 quid, and that'll pay off the contract for that Armani. So actually, you'll end up with 1 Armani, 3 contracts, but 2 of those contracts will be paid off by selling your repaired Prada, the cash back on both Armanis, and selling your."
So he's done all that, and he's still got a phone with a contract he's got to pay for.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's in the same shape he was in when he turned up.
Yeah, but a brand new Armani phone. He came back 4 days later, once he'd figured out what I'd done. He did not return them, and that is a story that I cannot tell you.
Oh.
Not entirely, yeah. So while you guys were worried about clocking in and out, I was. Although the same guy ran into me up Chill when we was out on a Phones for You night.
I can imagine from the phones he's buying, he's not a very strong fighter.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of us you're going back 10 years. We all wore similar shirts. We all had similar haircuts and stupid pencil beards.
He wasn't a strong fighter, but Stu did have to have his teeth replaced after he had 2 Armanis shoved in his mouth.
Yeah. Every time I coughed, like just a random ringtone came out. It was we all looked quite similar, and he was up the nightclub pissed, and we wouldn't let him return the phones. So he was then stuck with these 3 phones and these 3 contracts, and he tried to kick the crap out of my colleague, thinking it was me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Shit.
he was quite a hefty bloke.
Yeah.
I assume by the punch but my mate took for me.
Oh, you're such a hero.
I know, and not once did it cross my mind to step in.
No.
But during all of this Samsung
And
Armani,
not once did it cross your mind that you're not supposed to stitch up your fucking mates, you cunt. Mark that down as the second one, Ross.
Yeah.
I'll have the third one out before you know it.
Lee will top that.
Did you do Lee as well?
Oh, I'd done him. I didn't mean to do him. He just forgot to do. I can't remember what it was now.
Well, that's Lee, isn't it? He does forget to do things.
But see, in between,
He forgot to go to a reputable fucking phone retailer and see someone who's not a fucking cunt. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're free.
See, in between all the high octane sales, there was that. I earned a cigarette break for that. So yeah, we weren't clocking in and out.
You fuckers are paying two fucking phone contracts. He's rolling around in some kind of Maserati.
Yeah, doing my shopping in Phoenix, buying my weekly shopping Waitrose and throwing half of it away because I can.
Drinking the posh vodka.
Yeah,
in the clubs.
I still have to look at myself in the mirror every night and just tell myself, "You're better than him. You're better than him."
He can lie to himself every night.
If I tell myself enough, I believe it.
He looks in the mirror and goes, "One of us is better looking than the other."
One of us got a bigger willy. Unfortunately, I have a very terrible feeling that you might have picked me on both of those.
But it is unfair that people can go out for a cigarette.
Yeah, because they're not an official break, are they? So you can't you can't monitor it. And I imagine people are really a lot stricter nowadays because everybody hates a smoker now, don't they?
I don't know. I think I see more people smoking now than I did 4 or 5 years ago.
Really, I don't see.
Really?
Unless I'm in London, I don't see very many.
Yeah, I see. Or maybe I'll just notice it more because I'm one of those judgy ones now. Where I'm like,
probably.
Do you smell cigarette? I just smell cigarette smoke. It's in my hair. It's in my hair.
Trying to eat my foie gras.
Worst kind of smoker is an ex-smoker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I get wound up about it now.
Yeah.
I mean,
It smells, man.
it's kind of funny because when I started vaping, I became more aware of where the vapor goes. I'm more concerned about it now. If I'm walking down the high street, I never used to think about, like when I was smoking, I'd breathe in, I'd breathe out. Wherever that smoke goes, never ever thought about it, not even once.
No.
Now when I vape, it's way less harmful to like other people. I mean, secondhand smoke isn't actually that harmful to other people, but still, that's why vaping's way better. Always blow it up, or blow it down, or try to hold it in so that it doesn't sort of go everywhere. Now, like when someone like blows cigarette smoke in the street and it blows in my face, I'm like, oh, fucking.
For some
wanker.
reason, as a non-smoker, when people used to blow smoke in my face, obviously you're a bit, but when someone blows a vape in my face and I breathe it in, and you taste it, it's like, apple crumble.
Yeah.
I immediately think more now, that's been inside someone, I come out again. Whereas I never used to think that was smoke. But now as it's like a food, almost like a food taste, I'm like, someone else has already eaten that. Someone else has already consumed it with their lungs, processed the oxygen out of it or whatever, and now I'm inhaling it.
Well, fortunately, I get the impression that when I do this,
Are you a rhubarb crumble right now?
strawberry milkshake,
I can smell that.
the amount that comes out of my mouth, I get the very distinct impression that a lot of that probably hasn't been processed by anything in my body.
Yeah.
They're good fun though. I work next to a vape shop, and twice since October, the fire brigade has had to go out because members of the public have thought it's on fire.
That's fucking stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, but the fire brigade have gone out twice.
You have a sign outside. We assure you, we are not on fire.
Yeah.
And then when one of them does actually go off, and they're all like coming out, going, "Oh my god, why is nobody calling the fire brigade?"
You know, the day that sign goes up, I'm round there.
Just a little box of matches. Trying Trying to sell him a phone contract.
Yeah. Do people still do that? I haven't bought a phone from a shop since I left.
I buy mine offline now.
Yeah, I'll get one.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I call them up.
And then get whatever is the best SIM-only deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point.
Oh, we're so old.
Aren't we?
What's the solution to cigarette breaks? Well, I can tell you what. As it's not particularly unhealthy as far as I know at the moment. Maybe these non-smokers should take up vaping.
I when I see someone smoking nowadays, I think, why? There's an alternative that is quite clearly better for you. I know that we don't know yet, but I think it's pretty obvious that it's better for you than smoking, at least.
Anything that requires you to light a small fire by your face, I often find.
And to breathe in the fumes of burning ash and
you wouldn't,
carbon pieces.
Exactly, you wouldn't shove your face around the exhaust pipe of a car, would you?
Ross would.
Yeah, Ross would.
No, it's my penis that goes in the exhaust pipe of the car.
What about is because I wouldn't actually encourage anyone to start vaping e-cigarettes if they don't actually smoke. It's good smoking cessation tool, but I wouldn't encourage people.
You're saying start vaping and build up to cigarettes. And
what I'm saying is that I started smoking e-cigarettes because I wanted to quit smoking actual cigarettes.
Yeah.
Right. But I do this as this is a remaining vice,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no desire to give up cigarettes, which is why I'm still smoking e-cigarettes and I haven't just completely come off of them. I don't, there's barely any nicotine in it, but I have no desire to stop smoking, so I have no desire to stop vaping.
Yeah, but nicotine's not that bad for you, is it?
Nicotine's not bad for you at all. It's like caffeine.
Yeah.
It's just a stimulant.
It's the tar that's always
it's all the crap,
isn't it?
all the crap that's in cigarettes.
Formaldehyde and shit.
Yeah. So, but as Stu, you all know because you work next to a vape shop. A lot of these people aren't doing it because they are quitting smoking. A lot of them now they've quit cigarettes to do it, and now it's like a hobby.
Yeah.
So
I can see why it's a hobby.
Because the thing is, you can build the
can
coils.
build it. You can make your own juice if you want to.
Yeah,
you can try
Just
different
like smoking
flavours.
Meccano.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? What about if we rename the cigarette break to a hobby break?
I love it. Can I have Lego?
You could do Lego. Yeah.
Just 5 minutes of just building a small
That would
Batman Lego car of some kind or something.
Tetris it up for.
Yeah.
Pop
Even if
out-
it's just playing a little game on your phone. Just 5 minutes.
Pop outside. It's got to be. No, do you know what? I think it should be something. Relatively. Like a decent fucking hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hobby breaks.
Yeah.
You pop outside. Vaping is your thing. Have a vape.
Just
Yeah.
a whole
If-
section outside of Tesco car park where there's 4 staff on a hobby break, just all doing a bit of art attack.
Yeah.
One of them's on that little machine that you put a quid in. It goes.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hobby breaks.
You know what? I fucking love that.
Go outside. Do a little bit of air fix.
That's it. Glue your fingers to a Messerschmitt.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad shout. Hobby break.
Because you could go outside, lots of people now use these, apps like Duolingo and things like that. And I always look at, Maddie does that a lot.
What is Duolingo?
You learn another language.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like a free app. You get it on your phone.
Yeah?
Yeah, fucking
Fluent in a
great.
week.
Maddie's been doing the Italian one for a little while now. It's just when she gets 5 minutes in the evening, she just sits down and does one of their exercises. She's it's not like she's become absolutely fluent in Italian in, half a year or however long she's been doing it. Probably a little bit more than that. But, she recognizes words, knows how to say things. And, it's got to that point now where if we're doing something in the house, I'll say, do you want a glass of water? And she'll repeat it back to me in Italian just because she knows what the Italian is for it.
I don't know what Italian is for water.
Agua.
It's agua. It's agua, isn't
Agua.
Must be aqua.
It's agua. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Similar to
Yeah.
Spanish, yeah.
So yeah, that's like, a 5 minute,
Like a kite break.
On my most recent flight home, 8 hours and 45 minutes, I actually sat on the plane and thought, I cannot be fucked to watch any more TV. Maybe I'm going to learn Japanese. And then I thought, that sounds like really, really hard work for an 8.5
Yeah.
hour.
The Japanese traveling businessman next to you
Yeah.
just would not entertain
I was
the idea.
thinking, I've never been to Japan. I'm probably never going to go either. So kind of no point. Yes, like you say, the Japanese businessman next to me is like, I'm just trying to go to sleep.
Yeah. How long did it take you to learn actual Japanese then? Well, I am Japanese. So
Yeah. So
all my life.
yeah.
It took me all my life to get to this point.
Hobby breaks.
Until someone says that their hobby is smoking. Oh, mind you, it wouldn't matter because everyone's. on a
What
hobby
language do
break.
they speak in Nairobi? Well, they're in Kenya. Is it Kenyan?
Yeah.
Or is it African? Or is it?
Kenyan, I guess.
Yeah. Do they have their
Oh,
own?
they not speak.
Are they the ones that click and whistle?
No, they're South African. Aren't
Lots
they?
of those African countries
Yeah.
speak like isn't like Swahili like
Swahili, yeah.
sort of French kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't like to.
They
Look it up
were
on
all
Duolingo.
spoke in very, very good English, which was great. Yeah, they love to speak in English.
Well, they have to learn English, otherwise they can't write the ransom notes.
Oh, the international language of give me your money.
Before I left, I told my girlfriend that she could sell the car if she needed to for ransom.
Just to cover all the bases.
So just in case. I'm just saying it's okay to sell the car.
Did you go out there and meet my rich uncle?
I did not know.
He's a general in the Kenyan army.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got all this money that he can't shift. Needs your account.
Oh, yes. Yeah, credit card details. We did make that joke a few times.
I'll bet.
Yeah. The taxi drivers didn't find it funny.
No. As they're reversing backwards.
That's it, reversing us
onto
straight into a dual carriageway. Very large buses with no brakes. And a camel. I did see a camel on the roundabout.
doing.
Saw a camel on the roundabout.
Yeah.
The
He was
reversing
carrying
back
some
on.
shit.
Just hanging about.
He was just carrying some shit. Oh, he had the ump.
Oh.
Oh, official language of Kenya
Yeah.
English.
is Kiswahili
So it is Swahili.
and English.
Isn't Swahili notoriously difficult to understand?
Kiswahili, Ki Swahili. I don't know if there's a difference. National language is Kiswahili.
Right.
It's a Bantu language, first language of the Swahili people. So lingua franca.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm guessing that is some sort of derivation of French.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Cool.
Which one's the other one?
I'm not going to learn that one.
Which one's the other African country I get mixed up between like...
Afrikaans?
No, I get mixed
in
up between
South
like
Africa?
Kenya and Mozambique or...
There's
You've
plenty of them down there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Egypt has got Cairo in it.
Yep.
Kenya's got Nairobi in it.
Yep. What's in between?
I thought they were next to each other. Shows what I know about fucking maps.
My geography is
I should've-
abysmal.
Should have paid attention in map class.
When Maddie bought our trip to Mauritius, I mean, I'm like relatively knowledgeable on lots of subjects. Like,
You've got, going round, you've got Libya at the top. Then it goes over to Egypt. Then it's Sudan.
Sudan?
South Sudan. Ethiopia. Kenya. Uganda. Tanzania. Mozambique. Zambia. And then you've got the Congo in the middle.
Congo.
They drink on bongo.
Yeah,
Down in the Congo.
I'm just rubbish.
The
When
elephant.
when Maddie presented our trip to Mauritius for me for my birthday, she did
I
this
got
like
no idea what that
really amazing like little sort of like treasure hunt for me around the house where I had to find the clues to where we were going. And I think one of the first clues was
Did you have to Google it?
I can't remember. I can't remember what the
Took his phone off him straight away.
can't remember what the
You're not
what the,
allowed
what
near
the
his phone.
actual clue was, but it essentially got at that I was born in January,
Yeah.
which makes me a Capricorn.
Yeah.
At the beginning of January, and that it was something along the lines of, you know, this is on the tropic of your star sign. So I know that Tropic of Capricorn. I know that that's a thing, but as soon as this geographical clue came up, I just thought, I'm never getting this.
Yeah.
I do not know anything about anywhere out of Europe enough to know where the bloody hell this is going to be.
So it was in your star sign.
It's on the Tropic of Capricorn, yeah.
Is there a Tropic of Cancer?
Cancer and Capricorn, yeah.
Yeah?
Cancer is up above just above the equator.
Where? Oh, it's the whole thing above the
Yeah.
equator.
So
The whole line.
yeah, there's a line above the equator,
Right.
Imaginary line, not
Yeah.
a real one.
Not a real one like the equator.
Yeah, not a real
Yeah.
one like the
Yeah.
equator. Yeah.
There's one big biro line around the planet.
yeah. And then there's one just below the equator, and that's the Tropic of Capricorn.
Right. Nerd fact. while I was away, it did dawn on me that as I was near the equator, I must weigh less. Because the centrifugal force of the Earth. So when you're at the top, you're not spinning very fast. But when you're on the outside of the Earth, you're spinning a lot faster, aren't you? Right? Because you're in the middle of the ball, and it's spinning. You're on the outer axis, so you're actually moving faster.
What do you mean in the middle of the ball?
The Earth.
No,
so if you're at the top of the Earth,
I don't follow.
if you're at the top of the Earth, right, you're just going like this. Right? So you're not really going anywhere. But if you're on the outside, say you're over there, and we were spinning. You'd be like pulling some G's like this, right? This works well on podcasts, I know.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that if I was on the equator, I would weigh less because the centrifugal force of the Earth spinning would be pushing me out a little bit more away from gravity.
At what point did the really nice man from Nairobi ask you politely to get the fuck off his shoulders?
Well, I was working with a load of builders as well, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, cool."
I don't think it works.
Get the
like
fuck
that.
out, nerd.
I googled it.
Did you?
I was 0.03% lighter
Oh,
on the equator.
it does work like that.
It does work like that. And apparently centrifugal force isn't really a thing. Apparently
Well,
it's
hold
something
on
to do
then.
with forward motion.
Hold on then. How are we keeping all the sea on the planet if the...
Well, the sea is 0.03% lighter near the equator, Dan.
Why isn't it all just flying off into space?
Well, you see, because the Earth is perfectly flat.
Yes, the turtle keeping it on.
That's it.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, sneaky fucking turtle.
That is so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's...
You say that, but
Don't tell me you're a flat earther.
no, I'm a turtle earther.
That is an idea I'd love to be behind.
There's a
but I just can't.
certain curve that comes with the shell, so it's not flat. But
You could.
turtle's called great.
You could join the cause, Voss, but unfortunately you would have to lose every single piece of remaining common sense in your brain.
There's only a tiny bit left.
Yeah, okay.
So it is actually a thing. You are ever so slightly lighter near the equator
Didn't know that.
because you're moving faster
Wow.
than you would on the top because you'd be going like this, basically.
But then, obviously, were you on the equator then?
Yeah, pretty much slap bang on it. Yeah.
Really?
Just under it, yeah. Just in the southern
You were
hemisphere.
basically the lightest you were going to be.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I kind of always, like in my mind, when I picture Africa, I always picture it kind of below the equator. But I suppose it's so huge, isn't it?
It is.
Like
Most of it is above.
yeah.
I'm sure I read somewhere that like 98% of the population of the Earth is above the equator. It's like
How does it not tip then?
It's a centrifugal force.
well,
That's
you see, it's
even
flat,
But
so it
then it's
doesn't
even
matter.
more likely to tip.
That's why we've got. That's why the Earth is on a wobble.
Yeah, it's like an unbalanced tire. It's starting to get a little bit of steering wheel wobble.
We are on a wobble.
Yeah,
We get the
yeah.
seasons.
yeah,
Isn't it?
that's it.
Weird. It's fucked up how the Earth works.
I can't think.
Gravity's so weak as well. Like
Yeah.
comparatively to like the electromagnetic forces and that. Gravity is so weak, which is why I can't put my hand on my phone, or put my phone on me, even though I'm much larger than my phone. It won't stick to me. Gravity's just so weak, but in like giant cosmic scales, it kind of just seems to.
Yeah, that's tiny little ants
work.
on that
Yeah,
giant bit of rock. We actually
mad,
stick
isn't
to
it?
it. It's crazy.
Can't
Do you know
think
what,
about it too long.
Tell you what, I was been regaling this fact a lot recently, but tell you what's fucked up, right? You know when we have a solar eclipse,
Yes,
right?
that's when the moon goes in front of the sun.
That's
right?
when the moon goes in front of the sun.
Yes.
Right. So we are exactly the right distance away from the sun, and the moon is exactly the right size and distance away from the Earth.
Yeah.
So that when it goes in front of the sun, it exactly blocks it out,
perfectly.
right?
Yeah.
But then, in the same way, when the moon is around the other side of the Earth, and the Earth is in line with the sun and the moon, it's exactly the right distance for us to exactly obscure the moon for a lunar eclipse.
Is it? There's no overspill of the shadow.
Little ring around the side.
No.
Exactly the same as when you get a solar eclipse.
Didn't know that. There can't be a coincidence, surely.
Precise engineering.
It can't be a coincidence, can it? For something to be that precise.
Well, that's not a coincidence, though, is it? Because when you think about it, like how many trillions of stars there are in the billions and billions of galaxies in the giant expanse, the unfathomable expanse
petri dish that we are.
I can't even talk about
of the universe.
infinity. It just blows my mind.
Going to happen on quite a few of those planets, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just happened to happen on our one, which is unlikely. In those trillions and trillions of planets, unlikely that those planets are all going to fit perfectly in a line of sight with each other to perfectly block out the sun the right size. It just seems a bit odd to me.
Well,
Feels a little man-made. That's what I'm saying.
the turtle.
Yeah.
It was the turtle.
It was the
He withered them
turtle.
down to the perfect size.
Yeah. He's a whistler.
Oh, well, there you go.
We should wrap up then on that cosmic note.
Yeah.
The cosmic note.
We need to name the podcast.
Penis twin.
I've seen this before.
Why does my dad have my penis?
Dan owes Vodafone £1 million.
Stu's a cunt.
Yeah.
Right. Cosmic penis coincidences.
I was trying to think of something like Twin Peaks, but I can't think of a good name for a penis. That
Penis and penisera?
rhymes with peaks.
I've got to try and make it a hat trick. The last 2 times I've been on, I've got the win. But I don't think I'm going to, because Dan's quite militant towards me this evening. Still angry for what happened 10 years ago.
Yeah, I am. Still got that fucking phone.
Well, there you go. You're still getting value out of it then.
I'm waiting until the battery swells to the point where it's about to explode and throwing it through your fucking letterbox. Putting a sign outside that says, "I assure you we're not on fire."
You can call the podcast that.
Burn, you bastard! I hope you bought the insurance policy.
No, you did.
Actually, didn't buy the insurance policy.
No, you didn't.
Savvy enough not to buy the insurance policy.
Didn't need to on those old phones, though, did you? You could drop them 1,000,000 times, it'd never break.
No.
It's only if they got nicked and then no one wanted to nick them. I quite like I assure you we're not on fire. It's quite a good name.
Yeah, okay, we could do that one.
Yeah.
The only other one I had was infinite cosmic power. Itty bitty twin penis.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I'm happy to do I assure you we're not on fire.
Yeah, I like both.
Well, mine and my dad's.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I assure you we're not on fire. That's been our
Someone will
podcast
get
for this
someone will
week.
get that joke, won't they?
Yeah.
That's been our podcast for this week. Thanks to Stu, the cunt, for coming in. Thanks to Ross for reopening old wounds.
You're very welcome.
I'm
I'm just here to stir the pot.
I forgot about that contract until we started talking about it.
So would I. Got away with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
We want your first world problems. Send us an email or a Facebook message or a tweet or whatever you want. You can get in contact with us by heading to stickitpod.com, or you can send us an email at flingit@stickitpod.com, or go to any one of our social media channels. If this happens to be your first time listening to the podcast and you enjoyed it,
Sorry.
please subscribe or leave us a review or do as you please, or just get in contact with us. We'll be back, at some point when we can find 3 people to get into a room. Don't know when Dom's going to be back, if ever.
Bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
We'll see. For this week, I have been Dan.
I've been Ross.
And I have been Stu the Sea Bomb.
Yeah, you are.